Hello everybody, this is DeanoGTO, and this is going to be another subscriber replay from Desire this time in the T-34, the Tier 5 Russian medium tank. Now, in World War II, I think in history, I think this might be the most. No, in fact, I'm pretty sure this is the most produced vehicle ever. And there's a good reason for it. It's got sloped armor. I think in real life, it pretty much had the effective armor of a KV-1. But it was lighter, it was faster, so that was the reason why it basically annihilated the KV-1 in terms of like usability and why, I think in World War II this thing here was coming up against things like Panzer IIIs and Panzer IVs, and if you look at if you look at say a Panzer IV-D in comparison to this, it's not even a competition. I mean, there's a good reason why I think Panzer IV-D is tier 4 in this game. Meanwhile, this thing here is tier 5. Like, it's just unbelievable the amount of like difference in like the way the machines were designed. I think this was basically the pioneering tank and like the idea of sloped armor, which it took the Germans a really long time to get the idea of, and yeah. But less about just talking about the tank in real life. Let's talk about the tank in the game. So in the game, this thing uses a 57mm gun. This has the upgraded turret, which I believe is the gun or the turret this thing was equipped with later on in its usage. So in the game, this thing has over 26 rounds a minute for the gun with no equipment. That is insane, and you can see this really far here now. I actually am not sure if that's even a 2-second reload. Like, that reload is so goddamn quick, it's unbelievable. Like, I actually had to re-record this here because I was just spending too much time just in awe of the fucking reload because it's just so goddamn quick. Right, and now he is just going to dismantle this Chinu before the Chinu can even get a single shot into him. This is unreal. Chinu didn't even have a chance to aim his gun. So, that's unreal. And the KV-1S is getting decimated as well. Jesus Christ. How many tanks has he killed here? He's killed 4 tanks. Not a single one of them, except the I think that was an artillery, did some damage to him. The artillery is the only thing that has damaged him so far, because the other ones just haven't been able to like get their guns aimed fast enough to actually penetrate his shots. That's unreal. And also, this thing is not slow. I mean, look at the speed of this thing already. Like, personally, I'm a bigger fan of the T-34 85 because I love that 85mm gun. 85mm guns are my fucking, like, I love those guns at tier 6. The 85mm guns are just so fucking sweet in this game. The 57 I found kind of annoying to use, and honestly I was mainly put off the 57mm gun in general by the MT25 because the 57mm gun is worthless on that tank. It just does not have the penetration to deal with things like IS-3s and stuff, and you'd meet IS-3s and stuff just routinely in that tank, so that thing was pretty much useless. And it also wasn't helped, but that thing was probably actually taller than T-34. At tier 5 this gun's devastating. I mean, look at this shit. Holy crap, like that was a tier 4 tank destroyer dead in 3 shots, and that took like maybe 4 or 5 seconds. That was unreal. Like that's insane. The amount of time, like the reload on this vehicle is just unbelievable. So and now he's tier 3 Swedish TD in front of him, and he is just going to decimate this guy as well. He 2-shot him amazingly. Yeah, this thing's really fire. I don't have words for it. Like, I thought the Panther M10's reload was quick. Then I saw this. This thing, I think this thing rivals a Matilda. Like, the Matilda is renowned for this ridiculous, like, little 2-pounder gun that fires like every less than 2 seconds. And this thing here is just on another level, even from that. Now, there's only 3 tanks left on the enemy team, but there's only 4 tanks remaining in his team. But even though Desire here has been at the front line the entire time, he has lost only 32 health. So, but the one issue here is that he is against a Hetzer, and the Hetzer, everybody knows what those things are like. If they're a heat round, they can easily take off most of the health of a tier 5 anything really, and it's very difficult to tell. I think that's the 105, yeah. So, if he had hit him with a heat round there, he would have easily done like 350 damage and basically taking off 90% of his health in one hit. So yeah, that's how deadly those little things can be. So let's see, there's another tier 4 tank destroyer over there, the SAV M43. That's a Swedish one. That thing there is going to be kind of annoying to deal with as well. That thing, actually, thinking about it, that thing is basically just the worst hetzer in every shape and in every form, except gun depression. Gun depression is the only thing where that thing is actually better than the hetzer. Hetzer's got better armor, it's got better speed, it's got better traverse speed, it's got better everything except it's even got better gun ammo. Like the ammo on the SAV is how long did that take? That took like 5 seconds to kill a tier 4 tank destroyer. Like that's unbelievable. Panzer 4, that would be my choice personally for tier 5 medium tanks because I just like the Panzer 4 in general. Panzer 4 I just always found like a first ever pools. Really, this was, oh wow, first ever pools. Fucking hell. Actually thinking about that there, my first ever pools I think was in the ST1, but this was unbelievable. Like this was just like I'm honestly kind of tempted to go and try the T-34 again just because I've seen this replay now. Like I dismissed this tank ages ago as being a tank I just didn't like very much, but this makes me want to try it again and give that ridiculous rate of fire 57mm gun a go again. But my thing has always been to go with like a balance between rate of fire and alpha. Like for example, things like KV2 are fun, but it's not a thing I would play all the time because it's just all alpha, no rate of fire. But I also wouldn't play things like Matilda all the time because it's just all rate of fire, no alpha. This thing here is more towards the Matilda end. It's not like in the middle like things like the Panzer 4H and all are. Like with the 75mm on the Panzer 4H is pretty decent in terms of usability. The 105 is also pretty decent on the Panzer 4. This thing has the option of a 76, but I've never seen somebody use the 76. But I think that's because I think the thing has like a 2.9-second aiming time or some shit on the 76mm. So I assume that's probably the reason why nobody uses it. So yeah, the 57mm on this thing, as you just clearly saw, is absolutely devastating in a tier 5 game. I don't know how it holds up in a tier 6 or a tier 7 game. I imagine it struggles a little bit in a tier 7 game. But in a tier 5 game, it's hard to argue with results like that. I mean, that was just annihilation. He annihilated he annihilated 2/3 of the enemy team pretty much on his own. That's insane. Like, you can't argue with things like that there. I mean, that's ridiculous. So, yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to try this thing again, and next time I see tier 5s on 50% off, I'm probably going to buy one of these, because if you buy one of these when it's on 50% off, I believe you can get one of these as much as a gun rammer costs, so it's like 195k or something like that there. So I'm going to wait till that there, because I'm kind of short on money again right now, because I bought, what was it? Oh yeah, I bought a WZ-132, that's what it was. I'm grinding my way towards the I've already uploaded a video of that there at this point. I forgot about that. So yeah, let's move on to the stats of this game. Okay, so on to the results screens now. As we can see here, this was an ace tanker. It was 10 kills, as you obviously saw in the game. But then we get on to things like the damage, and well, 2,500 damage in a tier 5. That's massive. Considering this tank has 450 health, he basically multiplied his own HP pool by 5. To put that in perspective, if he was to do that in say an E50, that would be over 10,000 damage. Like that's just to give you a general idea of just how much damage that really is in this kind of scenario. So yeah, that's pretty massive. He also made decent amount of money as well because he was running premium account. And what was the XP total actually? It was 1451. So yeah, that was a really good game. That was pretty massive. And putting in perspective, I got there with the amount of damage he did. That's gigantic. And also bear in mind, the next biggest damage on his team was 660. The highest damage on the enemy team was 1,000. He just dominated that game. That was unreal. So yeah, thanks for sending me that replay. I actually really want to try that tank out again. See if I can have some better luck in it this time than I had last time. I'm gonna put 100% crew in it this time and make sure I give it a good go. So yeah, I'm going to try that tank out again. I actually really want to now after seeing that there. So the one thing I do need to ask though is what kind of equipment do you use on this tank? Do you use rammer, vents, and camo net? Because I would have assumed you probably would have used binoculars, because binoculars typically, for the most part, are really handy on on like lower tiered vehicles. Like I use binoculars on all the time on the Panzer 4H. The Panzer 4H is really good with binoculars. It has like a 350 base view range. I have no idea what it is on this. I think it's like 320, so maybe it's not worth doing it on this tank. Thinking about it, so I'd be curious to know that there because I'm not entirely sure. And as you saw, like this was another 9.17 replay, so there's some wee glitchy areas in the replay. So like it wasn't showing me like the ammo loadout and things like that there. So I'm just gonna take a wee glance at the post game stats again here. It was 27,000 in repair costs, or in ammunition resupply costs, so I presume there was probably like one or two premium rounds in there, because I think the cost for a couple of premium rounds in this vehicle is, I think, because it fires so quickly, it's very easy to forget to actually switch back to normal AP. Like, back when I was playing this thing, I accidentally switched to, like, there was a game I had a while ago, it was in the FCM 50T, I switched to premium rounds for one tank at the very start. I fired premium rounds the rest of the game and lost like 40k. Because I was just spamming shots thinking, it's like 200 credits a shot, when it was like costing like 3,200 or something like that there, and I was just like, I burned all that money. So, yeah. So, thanks for that replay. I'm definitely going to have a no-go in this tank, because that's kind of inspired me to have a no-go in it. So, yeah. I'll leave the replay email address in the description. So, yeah, if you have any more emails or if you have any more replays, send me, and then I'll definitely have a look at them. And I will, well, that pretty much sums up everything I need to say. So, let me know. Am I kind of weird for not liking this tank initially, and then kind of changing my mind after seeing that replay? Or did everybody have like some like wee doubts on machines like this here, which are just all rate of fire and not much else, if that makes sense? So yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.